Hello, in this video I'm going to help you fix your non-dominant hand. I'm going to give you tips and drills to help you fix this because it's one of the common mistakes I see many players do, and quite often we forget to use this hand, especially if you are beginners. And this hand is really important for 3 reasons, and I also going to explain this and try to explain you why this is so important. First, because when you play tennis you cannot use one arm as a single force of power. You need to use all your body, so quite often we see players just opening the racket like that, keeping this hand sometimes almost in the pocket. Just you see quite often players doing this. And this is the most important thing for you to understand, is when you play tennis, the racket is going to the side because you rotate your shoulders. And just because you rotate your shoulders, the racket is going to be here, not because you open your arm. And this is really important, and that's why your non-dominant hand is so important. For example, if you play the forehand here, or if you hit the forehand and you recover, you are waiting for the ball here, or holding the grip of the racket, or here, as you prefer. And then when you rotate the racket, the shoulders, you just do this, okay? And here you are already preparing your racket for the next shot. You are not using just this arm, so you are spending energy, and you are spending less energy in this part of the process. So you are here, split step, 1, and then you prepare, and your hand is already here. And first, this hand is really important to rotate your shoulders also, and second, is really important to after this, to keep your hand here, to keep your balance in the shot. For example, you don't see people surfing like that because they will lose the balance. In tennis it's the same. You cannot just do this and then prepare the racket and keep this hand here, because you're going to be unbalanced, unstable, and you're not going to have the same quality in your shot, because balance is the first principle of tennis in biomechanical principles. B stands for balance. So it's really important when you play to stay balanced and to run, stop, play and finish if you are beginner, or if you are more advanced, to have dynamic shots. This is really important for you to improve. So this is already the second reason. First is to help you rotate your shoulders. You need really to use your shoulders, and this hand is really important to hold the racket here, and helps actually to rotate here with your hand. If you notice my hand, I rotate and then I do a little bit like that, and this hand almost holds the racket here. This is really important. And the second, while you prepare, you keep this hand here, and what we see quite often is to see players doing this, and then this hand is pointing straight to the ball, and you forget, and most of players forget, that you point to the ball, but the ball is not here, the ball is on your side, because you want to play the ball on your side, in front of you, with distance between your body, the racket and the ball. And that's why it's really important to keep your hand here. If the ball is low, what do you need to do? You need to bend your knees and keep your legs here, your hand here, and then you just play, and you have more quality on your shot. The third reason for me is the most important, generates a little bit of confusion online, but it's so simple to understand, because first, if you are a beginner, you cannot complicate so much. You're not going to be aggressive, so you need to be consistent, playing slow, trying to mechanize a new movement, a new pattern for you. So the simplest way is to do this, to prepare the racket, to keep your hand here, and to use this non-dominant hand just to catch the racket here, and imagining you answer the phone, or to do this, okay? You hit one ball here, and then second you go a little bit higher, and then you catch, and then you finish, and you imagine you answer the phone here. As I said in the previous video, not here, because here you have little space between your forearm and your chest. You need more space. That's why it's important to hold on the heart of the racket, not in the grip. And if you are more advanced, if you really want to use your non-dominant hand properly, you need to understand that for each action there is one reaction and one opposite reaction. So for each action you will have an opposite reaction, and for each action that is accelerating the racket, to accelerate you're going to have the opposite reaction, that is this. And I do this. My coach always teach me this way, but of course you see players doing this, or there are many ways. The most important thing is to bring the hand to the chest and to feel that the energy is coming. This here, you do this, and that's why you're going to generate more power, and the ball goes faster without you spending energy. And understand that this is the goal of tennis, this is the goal of sports, this is the goal of anything related to sports, because you really want to last for as long as possible, to play as long as possible, injury free, and to play at the same time as aggressive as possible, and use the energy from the ball that is coming. So if you really do all of this, okay, the hand is coming here, you're going to generate more power, and you're going to spend way less. Okay, this is gonna be free movement you're gonna enjoy a lot, and these basically are the 3 roles of this non-dominant hand. Let me know if you have any questions here, and also I want to give you, just before I finish, 1 exercise or 2 or maybe 3 that are really important for you as a tennis player, that every time you work on this non-dominant hand, first you need to work your hand here, do this rotation, and then to understand that you need to play and to have the ball in this hand. One of the most common exercises is to just run, stop, catch the ball, drop the ball, and then you play. And this is simple, but it's easy to understand that when you drop the ball, okay, you catch on your side and you're gonna drop the ball here to play on your side. And what we see in players, maybe you do the same, is you catch the ball here, and here you see that you cannot play. So focusing on having the hand pointing to the side, catch the ball in the side. If the ball is low, you bend your knees, and then you just drop and you play. And actually I didn't do so perfect here, because when you drop, you just need to open the hand and then you play. Second drill that is really important for this is to have a bottle of water. Yeah, to have a bottle of water. So basically you can open the tap here, okay, the cap here, and you can play like this. Okay, you do 1, you prepare, and you always hit the shot, keeping your hand here. So if the water is full and if you move, you're gonna have water on the court, and you don't want, so you need to be careful. You need to walk slow, stop, be balanced, play, and stay. And this is what gonna do is you're gonna think about this hand. You're gonna always visualize the water here, so you will understand next time, okay, my hand should be here, and this is perfect to work on this. So you can do 1 ball without hitting actually the ball, and you finish. And remember, you hit here and then you slightly close the head of the racket, don't go here, okay, here. And then the second ball you can do with someone feeding the ball, or even you feeding the ball, and you just go, okay. And this is important to do this action, this motion. This is one of the most important drills also. And basically these 2 drills are gonna be enough for you to work on your non-dominant hand, and then you understand that once you play better, then you can actually start to work on this. And when you think on this hand, even for example, if you are preparing and if you cannot keep your hand for longer here, you always go down or you do something else with the hand. One of the strategies that I like to use, because I learned with my coach, was to prepare here, and then while you prepare, you kind of rotate your hand, okay? Because when you are rotating and thinking about this, you always keep the hand on this side. That's why when I was a kid, I never understood why I need to do these things with the hands. Now as a coach, I have another perspective and I can understand the reason why I was doing. So basically, while you prepare, you do this, okay? And then here you can play, or you can do this, rotate here a little bit, for example. 1, you can rotate here, think about the hand, and then you play, okay? And while you are thinking about the hand, doesn't matter what you do here or this or this, you always focusing on the hand, and while you're thinking, you always keep the hand there and you never go down. So this is one really important tip for you to help you on your forehand. This alone is going to help you a lot. You're going to be more balanced, more stable, and you're going to see a huge difference on your forehand. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and see you in the next video.